Hello everyone, this is your host Vaibhav. I welcome all of you to today's session of Daily Stock in which we are going to look at the quarterly earnings of the pharmaceutical giant Amgen. The results for the last quarter of fiscal year 2023 were a mixed bag for the company, and similarly, the stock price has also been performing on the mixed signals basis. There is no clear downturn or the upturn at the moment, and it is simply in a consolidation phase after coming off the recent highs. And I feel for next couple of weeks at the minimum, we are not really likely to see any major moves on either side, and the recent range of consolidation is likely to hold. So, in today's session, we are trying to see how the company performed in the last quarter and what are the key takeaways from the quarterly earnings so that we can prepare a view, we can have a outlook for the future based on the past data after taking into consideration the factors like the general sentiments and the broader trends in the market. We now head to the quarterly earnings report which we have downloaded. This is a publicly available document. You can access it through the investor relations page of the Amgen Inc. For the fourth quarter, the company saw its revenue climb along with its cost of sales, and there were also significant costs associated with its recent acquisition. So, taken together, all these factors have contributed to the sort of mixed bag results, as I said in my introductory remarks, because there are some good things, there are some not so good things, and there is general lack of bad things, but still, because of the net profit not really climbing much, there was not much of a reason for the investors to continue its recent formation of higher highs and higher lows. So immediately after the earnings were announced, the new high was formed, and since then, the company has been on the high with range narrowing in recent sessions. And I am not expecting the range to change much in the coming few days at the minimum. We consider now the quarterly earnings. The company's pipeline of the drugs and medicinal products remains strong. It has seen many of its products record record growth and record revenues, and there has been in general a trajectory on the upside. The revenues have risen quite well, though the higher cost of sales have sucked out that higher revenue, but still on balance, I feel for the coming quarters we can expect the net profit to also rise because these acquisition related costs are going to wear off, and after uh, after considering the positive impact of the acquisition and the products offered by these recent acquisition, we will see that the net income is also going to be on the higher side than what it used to be prior to the acquisition. So all these factors are putting the company on path of growth for the second half of this year. Once things stabilize and the acquisition related issues settle over, we are likely to see the company performing quite well in the coming quarters. Now we consider its statement of income. There's a long report because we have these many product related details included in the quarterly earnings report. Here it comes, the consolidated statement of income for the 3 months ended, that is for the quarter ended December 31st, 2023. There was this more than 20 percentage growth in the revenues. As you can see, the product sales were higher, the other revenues were also up, contributing to the total revenues of around $8.2 billion from $6.8 billion a year back. But then if you consider the cost of sales, it is also almost 50 percentage point up, and that is what has contributed to the net income being lower than what it was a year back. But as I have said earlier, there were genuine reasons and not related to the operations of the company, but simply many more factors can be contributed to the higher amortization and related expenses. So operationally, the company still remains on a solid path of growth, and as expected we have higher not higher we have lower earning per share, which is almost half of what it was a year back for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2023. But in the coming quarters the earnings are likely to get much better, and we will see that by the second half of this year we will have the EPS of more than $3 per share. For the whole year, there was growth for the company with its net income being slightly higher than the prior year's net income, and this is the overall positive trend. Now, looking at where it generated its money from, and where that money went, there was a big acquisition related cash outflow of more than $23 billion. So here we have these net cash provided by the operating activities at only half a billion. But then if you look at the cash used in the investing activity, it is at high of $27 billion. From the financing activity, the company generated positive cash flow this time around, and there was cash inflow of $2.7 billion. Overall, because of the borrowings for these acquisition related expenses, the company's cash and cash equivalent position hasn't really suffered, and it is still sitting on more money at the end of the period for fiscal year 2023 compared to the end of the period cash position of it in the year 2022. So I feel the cash and cash at hand of $11 billion is quite good cash positioning for the company, and there is nothing to worry about on this front. Now we move over to the technical side of the story to see if there are emerging opportunities for us to trade and invest. This is the Amgen stocks price formation over last few months. I'm utilizing day as the time frame for each candlestick. In it, you can see that since the earnings report release, the company's stock is of the high, but it is still above the prior swing low, which came in at around $249 in the second half of October. From there onward, the things changed and the stock went on to rally around 30 percentage point from that low to the high, and now it is off the high around 20%, so it is not really far off from entering a bearish territory. So we will have to see how things pan out in the coming weeks for the stock, because it is not showing any signs of stabilizing and reversing course just yet. It is still in a slow and steady decline, and it will be interesting to see how things shape up over the coming weeks. We still have the formation of higher highs and higher lows on these medium term time frame. The time horizon is considered medium term here, and we will have to see how it is performing in the short to medium term to long term as well. For this time frame, the price level to watch out for is going to be this immediate swing low, which is some distance away. But looking at its current price formation, I would not really recommend going for any long trade at the current juncture. We will do well to avoid the temptation of getting involved at the current scenario and maybe wait it out till it starts to show the signs of life on these lower price levels. Till that happen, we will have to adopt a patient stance and wait for the our moment in sun. Now if we change the time frame to hourly, here we have this price formation, which is showing a slow and steady decline. The price formation has been of lower lows and lower highs for last couple of weeks, and even at the current price levels, it is not really showing any signs of strong buying momentum. So because of that, we will have to avoid the temptation of buying it. But then if we look at the current trajectory, it is not strongly bearish either. It is simply in a consolidation phase, and as long as it doesn't really rise past the 275 to 280 level, I feel that the general momentum has to be counted as bearish. So see how price shape up over next few days, and in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, we can even think for the opportunities to short it if it doesn't really rise above the immediate swing high, which is not really far off from the current price level. And but if it do shows some signs of revival on the current level and makes a formation of higher high, then we can even change our outlook and start looking for the buying opportunities. But we will have to wait for the clarity, and I feel at the current juncture it is slightly tilted on the bearish side, so it will be too early for us to say that any sort of revival or change in trajectory is imminent. We have already discussed the price formation for the medium term. Now looking for the longer term price formation. Here you can see that its decline, it's just in its initial phase. It is still in this decline, and it is yet to stabilize over the longer time frame, because as I had said while explaining to you the price formation of the medium term, the immediate swing low is around 240, and at the current price level of 270, that's almost 10 percentage point away. And I feel as long as that level holds, we have to be cautious regarding any kind of change in the longer term outlook. It is still tilted on the bullish side, but the thing is that it will be too early for us to say that it is going to revive revive and start rising from the current juncture. So watch out for at least next few weeks or maybe couple of months, and then the better opportunities are likely to come our way. And it is still in its early phase of decline, and we will have to allow it more time for stability. And maybe in the second half of this year we will have some opportunities opening up for us to trade and invest from the long term perspective. But right now it is in a no trading zone, and it is better to leave it alone and look for greener pasture somewhere else. So that's my outlook looking at the current price formation of the engine on all the three important time horizons of short term, medium term, and long term. The company is doing decently well. It has recently acquired a new company as well, and once things starts to pay off from the newer acquisition, it might revive and start to rise, but that is going to take some time for the integration to work out and start showing the results. And that is also the time we need to give the engine for to consolidate and then rise again. So for us, it is better to simply sit on the sidelines and watch the opportunities arise. That's all from my side for today's session. If you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me the feedback, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. If you have liked and found the presentation useful and informative for your trading and investing decisions, do like and subscribe to the channel. You will be quite glad to see various hosts offering and conducting their webinars on different topics related to the financial markets. And personally, I will also be conducting the session over new companies, new related opportunities arising in the market every day, Monday to Friday. So do tune in and hope to see you next time around. Till then, have a fabulous time. Goodbye.